We looked at the idea of, what are 3 top priorities as a school district, and mental health and well-being was at the top of the list, because if we don't have that going into the classroom, into the school, into an organization, everything else kind of falls apart, because if we are able to keep ourselves grounded or have this understanding of how we create the human experience, that shifts everything. It shifts how students learn. It shifts how I am as an educator going into the classroom, and knowing I've got so many things on my list of to-dos, but I'm able to stay a bit more grounded because I have this understanding. I mean, it's like breathing for me.
We've seen it so many times in classrooms where once the kids start showing up differently, you don't even really have to teach the teachers anything. The teachers respond differently. So if the kid's not going to take his or her thinking as seriously in the moment, it's just kind of like, whoa, the teachers see that too.
There's different kinds of learning. There's learning to gather knowledge and information and concepts and the ability to analyze and problem solve, but there's also the kind of learning that we associate with the inside-out understanding, which is insight learning. That is the capacity that we all have to access fresh thought and realize new ideas and raise our consciousness as a consequence.
Perceived tightness about, what the curriculum needs to look like, what assessment needs to look like, what testing needs to look like. All of that is a perceived view of it. And actually, if it comes to tests, we talk to children about there's the possibility for you to show what you know. And actually, if it's something, right, I'm just going to rock up here and I'm going to show what I can do. There's a different feel about that to, I'm going to fall short about this thing in some way. That, it's subtle things like that start to change things. And it releases the individual, when teachers have less on their mind, they hear fresh thought and they see things in fresh ways, just as children do.
Benefits to the schools are just amazing. I mean, when we look at the problems that schools are facing, and some of those, we can, basically anxiety, stress around performance results. Schools are under huge pressure to produce standings and rankings in league tables. So this whole system is based on performance results. And without this understanding, that sort of illusory pressure, if you like, starts to kind of impact the kids. And then they have stress and anxiety. They then behave in particular ways. There's addictions, there's bullying, there's eating disorders. There's all sorts of behaviors and responses that young people get into when they are feeling threatened and insecure. And that if they don't hit those particular targets, then they're no one. That's just a story. It's just a film they're playing. And if we can help students to see the illusion of that, then, school life will change dramatically. And so will performance results, because that takes care of itself. If you have students that are psychologically free for vaster periods of time, then they are going to excel and they're going to be inspired to get involved in life in so many different ways that we get to evolve our performances and our lives at a very early age. And then basically we evolve human life so much quicker than we ever would do if we didn't have this understanding.
What we're saying is that well-being is the heart of this project that we're providing, and we're going to be working with children. So this is actually going to just help water and grow what schools are already doing already. is going to just provide hopefully that extra bit of fertilizer to really help the children flourish. So I would just say for schools that this is a really great opportunity to support young people, to support children in really settling down in their well-being and mental health.